The Failure Launchpad, the mind's blueprint to transforming setbacks. Have you ever had a dream or a goal, only to find yourself paralyzed by the overwhelming fear of failure? In this episode of The Mind's Blueprint, we explore the psychological cage of the fear of failure and reveal the blueprint to transforming setbacks from an emotional dead end into a powerful catalyst for your greatest successes. Ethan was a brilliant young entrepreneur with a groundbreaking idea for a sustainable energy app. He had the business plan, the coding skills, and the market research. But he couldn't bring himself to launch it. The thought of a negative review, a failed funding round, or the public knowing he had failed was unbearable. His mind would conjure up every worst-case scenario, replaying them on a loop until the feeling of dread was so strong it was a physical weight. Instead of launching, he would endlessly tweak the app, adding features no one asked for, and convincing himself it wasn't ready. He spent all his energy preventing an outcome that hadn't even happened yet, living a life defined by what he didn't do. His unlaunched project was a constant source of anxiety, a heavy burden rather than a source of joy. He was a master of a perfect unlaunched project, but a novice in the messy reality of creation. His potential was a rocket on a launch pad, but the fear of it exploding kept it firmly on the ground. His former business professor, a wise and successful venture capitalist named Mr. Harrison, noticed his hesitation. He had seen countless innovators with incredible ideas get trapped by this same fear. One day he found Ethan in his office, his app open on his laptop, but his finger hovering over the submit button. "Ethan," he said, his voice direct and kind. "You're trying to build a perfect machine, but every great invention is a history of magnificent failures. You're holding on to your idea like a heavy anchor, but the only way forward is to let go and see what happens. Failure isn't a final destination, it's a piece of data." He explained that our brains are naturally wired to avoid pain, and failure feels like a profound pain. We are taught to see it as an opposite of success, a sign of our personal inadequacy. But this binary thinking is a myth. Every successful person, he argued, sees failure not as a wall, but as a launchpad. He introduced him to the concept of the failure launchpad, the practice of deliberately reframing setbacks as essential feedback loops. He gave him a 3-step blueprint for building a mind that is brave enough to fail. If you've ever felt paralyzed by the fear of failing, hit that subscribe button to join our community and discover more blueprints for your mind. Mr. Harrison's blueprint was not about abandoning his desire for success, but about redefining what failure truly meant. Practice the pre-mortem visualization. The first step was to face his fear head-on. Mr. Harrison had him imagine his project had already failed. He would ask himself, what was the worst possible outcome? What went wrong? What did I learn? By confronting the fear in a safe mental space, he took away its power. It allowed him to create a concrete plan to deal with setbacks before they even happened. Use the failure as a variable technique. When he ran into a bug in his code or a difficult piece of feedback, he would reframe it. Instead of saying, "I failed," he would tell himself, "This is a new variable in the equation. What does it tell me?" This technique transformed his perspective, turning emotional pain into a simple problem to be solved. Build a lessons log. Finally, he was to keep a simple journal where he recorded every single setback, no matter how small. Under each entry, he would write, "What did I learn from this?" and "What will I do differently next time?" This simple habit provided visible proof that every mistake was a source of wisdom, building a library of knowledge that made him more resilient with every step. Ethan began to apply these steps diligently. He finally launched his app, and while it had a few bugs and received some initial negative feedback, his fear was gone. He used his lessons log to fix the bugs, and the feedback became a source of valuable information. He learned that the only true failure is the one we never try, and the greatest success is found on the other side of fear. You are not a sum of your mistakes. By understanding the blueprint of your failure launchpad, you can transform your setbacks into your greatest strengths and build a life of profound courage. Join us next time to uncover more of the mind's blueprint, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insights into the human mind.